fallen from your glorious domain. I was steeped in sin, and the sin was my refrain. God came down and emptied. When I had reached the end of my tightrope, and no one else was there to rid my soul, I threw my pieces out across the water. Jesus came and suddenly I whole. Jesus came and suddenly I whole. I was nothing. I was nothing. I am nothing. I am dead.
It's in pieces.
That was great. You were great. Was I great or good even?
No talk now. I just want to breathe.
Okay. Why did you follow me tonight?
I'm suspended. Sort of remote from the earth. Like I've left no traces. Like I haven't been here at all.
But
Till tonight, I was here with you. This has consequence. This was new. I keep expecting divine retribution for this, but I'm actually happy. Actually.
are you, what, Catholic or?
Protestant, sort of.
I don't believe in God. I think you should know that before we fuck again. I used to believe, but if there was a God, he would have clobbered me by now. I am the incontrovertible argument against the existence of a just God, or at least against his competence or attentiveness, or
Stop suffering.
I have no right not to suffer. If I failed to suffer, the universe would become unbalanced.
You think happiness is about being totally happy. Since you believe that the world is perfectible, you find it always unsatisfying. But you must reconcile yourself to its unperfectibility by being thoroughly in the world, but not of it.
Sounds like schizophrenia.
No, it's the end of a 19th century socialist romanticist conflation of government and society, law and justice, idea and action, irreconcilables which only meet at some remote horizon like parallels converging in infinity. The rhythm of history is conservative. Change is geologically slow. You must accept that, and accept as rightfully yours the happiness that comes your way.
But that's only half the picture. That's the ego-anarchist cowboys shrilling for no government part of the Republicans. But what about the other half, the religious fanatics who want to control every breath every citizen takes? I mean, you say law isn't justice, and justice isn't morals, but really, who if not the right is putting the prude back in jurisprudence?
No, but see, there you go again. We're a movement. This is politics, not a representation of some pure force. It's, do you want to be pure or do you want to be effective? Choose. Even if our methods seem extreme, even. We've worked hard to build them.
But McCarthyism, Watergate, Pat Buchanan, Jesse Helms,
Barry Goldwater, George Will,
George Bush. Newt Gingrich, objectively speaking, a rum bunch.
Responsible for everything bad and evil in the world.
Throw Reagan on the pile and you're not far off.
Oh, if people like you didn't have President Reagan to demonize, where would you be?
If he didn't have people like me to demonize, where would he be? Upper right-hand square on Hollywood Squares. This is interesting. I'm exploring my dark side these days. I'm losing myself in some ideological leather bar. The more appalling I find your politics, the more I want to hump you. Bunker fucking, burn me up, may I never reemerge.
I want to be a punishment for you.
What do you want to be?
A friend, I guess.
You are. Believe me. You protect me. From all the buried and unburied dead. Let's spend a month in bed.
I was... I was asleep when he died. I had called the hospital to say one more good night, but he had gone under beneath layers of morphine. I held the receiver and listened to his labored breathing through the phone, knowing I would never hear him again. I awoke early, and as I descended the stairs, I knew that he was dead. All was still, save the sound of the television that had been left on in the night. An opera was playing. I was drawn to the screen as Tosca declared, with power and sorrow, her passion for the painter Cavalli. It was a cold March morning. The phone rang, and I rose to answer. Robert's mother dreamed of him entering the priesthood. He liked being an altar boy, but enjoyed it more for his entrance into secret places, the sacristy, forbidden chambers, the robes and the rituals. The thrill of the battle between good and evil attracted him. Perhaps because it mirrored his interior conflict and revealed a line that he might yet need to cross. We used to laugh at our small selves, saying that I was a bad girl trying to be good, and that he was a good boy trying to be bad. Through the years, these roles would reverse and reverse again, until we came to accept our dual natures. We contained opposing principles, light and dark. On the phone, it was Robert's youngest brother, Edward. He told me that he had given Robert one last kiss for me, as he had promised. I stood motionless, frozen. Then, slowly, as in a dream, returned to my chair. At that moment, Tosca began the great aria, Lisi d'arte. I have lived for love. I have lived for art. I closed my eyes and folded my hands. Providence determined how I would say goodbye. Where do you think?
Out.
Where?
Just out, thinking.
It's late.
I had a lot to think about.
I burned dinner.
Sorry.
Oh, not my dinner was fine. Your dinner. I put it back in the oven and turned up as high as it would go and watched it until it burned black. It's still hot, very hot. Do you want it?
You didn't have to do that.
It's
seems like the thing that a mentally deranged sex-starved pill-popping housewife would do. So I did it. Who knows anymore what I have to do?
How many pills?
A bunch. Don't change the subject.
I won't talk to you when
No,
you...
no, don't do that. Pills are not the problem. They're not our problem. I want to know where you've been. I want to know what's going on.
Going on with what? The job?
Not the job.
I said it in more time.
Not the job.
Mr. Cohn, I talked
Not
to
the job!
Well, I can't get you to talk
Shut
about
up,
any...
shut up. You shut up.
Then what?
Stick to the subject.
Well, I don't know what that is. You have something you want to ask me? Ask me. Go.
I can't. I'm scared of you.
I'm tired. I'm going to bed.
Tell me without making me ask, please.
This is crazy. I'm
When
not...
you come through the door at night, your face is never exactly the way that I remember it. There is something mean and hard about the way that you look. Even the weight of you in bed at night, the way that you breathe in your sleep seems unfamiliar. You terrify me.
I know who you are.
Yes. I'm the enemy. That doesn't change. You think you're the only one who hates sex? I do. I hate it with you. I do. I dream that you batter away at me till all of my joints come apart like wax and I fall into pieces. It's like a punishment. And it was wrong with me to marry you. I knew you. It's a sin. And it's killing us both.
No. I can always tell when you take pills, because it makes you red-faced and sweaty, and quite frankly, that's often why I don't want to.
Because...
Well, you aren't pretty, not like this.
I have something to ask you.
And ask!
Are you a homo? Are you? If you try to get out right now, I'll put your dinner back in the oven and turn it up so high this whole building will fill with smoke and everyone in it will asphyxiate. So God help me, I will. Now answer the question.
What if I...
Then tell me, please. And we'll see.
No. I'm not. I don't see what difference it makes. I think we ought to pray. Ask God for help. Asking together.
Well, God won't talk to me. I have to make up people to talk to me.
You just have to keep asking me.
I forgot the question. Oh, yes, God. Is my husband a homo?
Stop it. Stop it. I'm warning you. Does it make any difference that I might be one thing deep inside, no matter how wrong or ugly that thing is, so long as I have fought with everything I have to kill it? What do you want from me? What do you want from me, Harper? More than that? For God's sake, there's nothing left. There's nothing left to kill. I'm a shell. As long as my behavior is what I know it has to be, decent, correct, that alone in the eyes of God.
That's Utah talk. That's Mormon talk, and I hate it, Joe. Just tell me. Just say it.
All I will say is that I am a good man who has worked very hard to become good, and you want to destroy that. You want to destroy me, and I'm not going to let you do that.
I'm gonna have a baby.
Liar.
You liar. A baby born addicted to pills, a baby who does not dream, but who hallucinates, who stares up at us with big mirror eyes and does not know who we are.
Are you really?
No. Yes. No, yes. No, just get away from me. Now we both have a secret.
Having to cope with you is even more fun than going to San Sebastian, Irun, Hendaye, Biarritz, Bayonne, or being sick to my stomach on the Travesera de Garcia in Barcelona. Partly because in your orange shirt you look like a better, happier Saint Sebastian. Partly because of my love for you. Partly because of your love for yogurt. Partly because of the fluorescent orange tulips around the birches. partly because of the secrecy our smiles take on before people and statuary. It is hard to believe when I'm with you that there can be anything as still, as solemn, as unpleasantly definitive as statuary when right in front of it. In the warm New York 4 o'clock light, we are drifting back and forth between each other like a tree breathing through its spectacles. And the portrait show seems to have no faces in it at all, just paint. You suddenly wonder why in the world anyone ever did them. I look at you and I would rather look at you than all the portraits in the world. Except possibly for the Polish rider occasionally, and anyway, it's in the Frick, which thank heavens you haven't gone to yet, so we can go together for the first time. And the fact that you move so beautifully more or less takes care of futurism. Just as at home, I never think of the nude descending a staircase, or at a rehearsal, a single drawing of Leonardo or Michelangelo that used to wow me. And what good does all the research of the Impressionists do them when they never got the right person to stand near the tree when the sun sank? Or for that matter, Marino Marini when he didn't pick the rider as carefully as the horse. It seems they were all cheated of some marvelous experience, which is not going to go wasted on me, which is why I'm telling you about it.
It was tacky. It was divine. He was one of the great glitter queens. He couldn't be buried like a civilian. Trailing sequins and incense he came into the world. Trailing sequins and incense he departed. And good for him. I thought the 20 professional Sicilian mourners were a bit much. A great queen. Big fucking deal. That ludicrous spectacle in there, just a parody of the funeral of someone that really counted. We don't. Faggots. We're just a bad dream the real world is having. The real world is waking up. And he's dead.
Lately, Sugar, you've been acting very strange. Lighten up.
Oh, I apologize. It was only a, for God's sake, funeral, a cause for fucking celebration. Sorry I can't join in with the rest of you death junkies gloating about your survival in the face of his ugly demise, because unlike you, I have nothing to gloat about. Never mind.
And you look like Morticia Adams.
The wrath of God. Yes. That is the intended event. My eyes are fucked up.
Fucked up how?
Everything's closing in. Weirdness on the periphery.
Since when?
3 weeks, since that night, since the night when
Well, what does the eye doctor say?
I haven't been.
Oh, for God's sakes, why?
I was improving before! Remember my wet dream?
The angel?
It wasn't a dream.
Of course it was.
No, I don't think so. I'm a prophet.
Say, what?
I've been given a prophecy, a book, not a physical book, or there was one, but they took it back, but still, somehow, there's this book in me. It really happened. I'm almost completely sure. Oh, stop looking so. It was after Lewis left. Every night I've been having these horrible, vivid dreams. And then she arrived.
I wake and feel the fell of dark, not day. What hours, oh, what black hours we have spent this night. What sights you, heart, saw, ways you went, and more must in yet longer light's delay. With witness I speak this. But where I say hours, I mean years, mean life. And my lament is cries countless, cries like dead letters sent to dearest him that lives, alas, away. I am gall, I am heartburn, God's most deep decree, bitter would have me taste. My taste was me, bones built in me, flesh filled, blood brimmed the curse. Southeast of spirit, a dull though sour. I see the lost are like this, and their scourge to be, as I am mine, their sweating selves, but worse. I wake and feel a ghost, the fell of dark, not day, an ancestor. What hours, oh, what black hours we have spent this night. Look and see death walking in the morning, doom dampening. What sights you, heart ragged, saw him of his black robe, plain as I, ways you, see you, went, I see you now. I am gall, I am heartburn, God's most deep decree, bitter would have me taste. My taste was me. Am I going to die? Bones built in me, flesh filled, blood brimmed the curse. I see the lost rose petal, palm, our likeness, swollen, mirror sick, funeral flick, fuzzy tongue, forefinger sore, sees liquid blood, molten red, rocky, rosy orbs of triumph, rocky deep, dark, steep rose. Oh, space prophet, prepare, prepare a breath. A feather slit down, dark, deep, deep glory, bloodshot, muddy bodies, gory bodies, swollen, spotty, sore. Their sweating selves. Gorgeous bodies, spotty, the ragged rat scythe, swinging. But worse.
I wanted to return this. It's just, we can't just stop. We're not rocks. Progress, migration, motion is modernity, it's animate, it's what living things do. We desire. Even if all we desire is still desire for. Even if we go faster than we should, we can't wait. And wait for what? God? God! He isn't coming back. And even if he did, if he ever did come back, if he ever dared to show his face or his glyph or his whatever in the garden again, if after all this destruction, all the terrible days of this terrible century, he returned to see how much suffering his abandonment had created. If all he has to offer is death, well, you should sue the bastard. That's my only contribution to all this theology. Sue the bastard for walking out. How dare he be on pay? So thank you for sharing this with me, but I don't want to keep it. I'm 30 years old, for God's sake, I haven't done anything yet. And this plague, it should stop. In me and everywhere, make it go away. I want to be alive. I want more life. I can't help myself, I do. terrible times. And there are people who live through much, much worse, but oh, you see them living anyway. When they're more spirit than body, more sores than skin, when they're burned and in agony, when flies lay eggs in the corners of their eyes of their children, they live. Death usually has to take life away. I don't know if that's not just the animal. I don't know if it's not braver to die. But I recognize the habit. The addiction to being alive. We live past hope. If I can find hope anywhere, that's it. That's the best I can do. It's so much not enough. So inadequate, but bless me anyway. I want more life.
I love you, he whispers, and it shouldn't matter, because he is going to die. He is chained to ivy pumps, and I am chained to chain to him. Rely on him to breathe, to breathe, to breathe.
I love you.
And it shouldn't matter, like the one wonder raindrop that lands on your outstretched tongue, like the one wonder tree root, or one wonder shoe sole, like the little bit of snow reflecting off the window on a summer evening at the beach with you, like the little things that touch us and then fall away, slightly chipped, seldom changed. Like the first time I saw him, which is like the first time I smiled. And he smiled and he said,
I love you.
And the millions of words in my veins and the inaudible dreams we exchanged and the way the street corner has never shifted, but now it's a painting.
I love you.
He said. And these things that touch us and then are stripped away, slightly chipped, seldom changed, have left shoe prints on the beach, and the tide will lick at them with an outstretched tongue, and the tide will recede and they will still be there, but only like the painting over the mantle of the street corner, or the soliloquies breaking down my bloodstream, or the inaudibility of the sycamore sigh in the autumn evening, or the
I love you.
He shouts, sobs, flings, drops, sings, holds, sighs, grunts, giggles, mutters, whispers, reckons, fondles, harbors, pulses, always, 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 always. I love you. Always. Always. But it does matter. A whole lot. He dies.
Freedom is where we bleed into one another, right and left. Freedom is the far horizon where lines converge. You will always have to make choices, and finally, all life can offer you in the face of these terrible decisions is that you can make the choices freely. I did. I made a choice. I followed you, Lewis. I came here, and this has taught me to be less afraid. Because the courage to choose enabled me to find you.
And our fucking brought you to this Republican ambition?
You think I'm stupid?
No.
A liar?
No.
What you did when you walked out on him was hard to do. The world may not understand it or approve of it, but it was your choice. What you needed, not some fantasy, Lewis, but you. You did what you needed to do, and I consider you very brave.
Nobody does what I did. Nobody.
But maybe many want to. And maybe you should accept that you wanted to and let him go for real. Forget your victimology. Forget that I am what I am and simply hear what I'm saying. Free from politics and history. You are in yourself a good man. I admire you. I believe in you. I do.
I know you do. You seem to be able to live with what you've done, leaving your wife. You're not all torn up and guilty. You've blossomed. But you're not a terrible person. You're a decent, caring man, and I don't know how that's possible, but looking at you, it seems to be. You do seem happy.
Yes. I am.
And at night, you sleep peacefully. Don't have these terrible, awful, horrible dreams.
No, I never have any dreams at all. Oh, you're, Lewis,
I'm stressed. No dreams at all. That would be amazing.
I'm sorry,
It's dawn. We should make spoons. Sweet dreams. Or oblivion. Sweet oblivion.
Lewis? Lewis? Lewis?